Before I begin, I just want to remind everyone that Caped Crusader is not a continuation of Batman the Animated Series. It is completely its own thing. Bruce Timm wanted to create a darker themed noir detective 1940s series with morally ambiguous characters with a twist. With that said, let's go over some of the character changes that appear in the show.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Harvey Dent is often portrayed as Gotham's heroic district attorney with a strong moral compass known for his integrity. Others, like in the animated series, focuses on his secret psychological struggles, where Harvey's darker personality was always lurking beneath the surface. Caped Crusader merges these two concepts. From the beginning, there is no hiding that Dent is jaded and arrogant. Believing Gotham can only be saved by bending the law, he strikes a deal with Rupert Thorne to fuel his mayoral campaign, convincing himself it's for the greater good. But when he refuses to become Thorne's puppet, it results with acid thrown in his face. After becoming Two-Face, do we see the struggle between his dual personalities for control. This flip in the character's story is artfully mirrored in Dent's character design, switching his normally disfigured left side to the right, symbolizing a transformation not from good to evil, but from corruption to redemption, a villain to a hero.
I couldn't control him. You gotta lock me up. Please, please, before he hurts anyone else.
All of them. I'm going to make them pay. And you're going to help me.
In this series, we see a much more colder Bruce Wayne. Extreme in his tactics and brute force, he doesn't seem to mind leaving cops to die in burning buildings or hitting bad guys full force with his Batmobile. It's also unnerving to hear Bruce not addressing Alfred by his first name and treating him as if he is nothing more than just the help.
I'm not sure which is stranger. Pennyworth believing in ghosts, or that you two are so chummy?
Well, I was raised to treat the staff like people, Bruce. You might want to give it a try sometime.
Also noticeably different, with a timeline set in the 1930s to 40s, there are no high-tech gadgets or advanced computers to do the heavy lifting. It's just good old-fashioned detective work and Batman's brilliant investigative mind. This series truly highlights the darker side of the Caped Crusader. Bat still got it though, and is Gotham's most emotionally unavailable bachelor.
Stop. You're wasting my time.
Welcome to my inpatient facility, Mr. Collins. I call it the playpen.
This new reimagined Harley will be quite different from what you're used to. The script has been flipped. Instead of a playful, coy, and bubbly personality when she dons her costume, this version of Harley is deadly serious, grounded, and psychologically intense, using her power of manipulation to mold a person's mind into whatever she deems fit. But that's not to say they've completely taken away her Harley-esque, fun-loving personality traits. It's there, but in her day-to-day face instead, when she's Dr. Harleen Quinzel. It is such a fascinating twist on our beloved Harley, which fits perfectly with the tone of this show. She is a fully fleshed out, complex criminal, more intense and dangerous than ever.
One way or another, you're coming with me.
We know Barbara, aka Batgirl, is a defender of Gotham, but in Caped Crusader, Barbara has taken on a new role as a Gotham City defense attorney. With her strong sense of justice, she's still a fearless fighter, except now she's battling it out in the courtroom. That's not to say that trouble doesn't find her, but that's to be expected when you're at the front lines fighting for good. In addition to career change, there's a slight change in the romance way as well. Fans of the animated series shouldn't be surprised by Bruce Timm's subtle hints at a possible relationship between Batman and Babs, since they are his favorite couple to ship. Like in this scene where Bruce's icy exterior melts around Barbara and we see a softer side to him.
I have to go.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
But unlike in the animated series or this scene from The Killing Joke, this time it doesn't come off as American Beauty friend of her father's, girlfriend of your protege, groomer type creepy. GG's BT, GG's.
Oh, that Batman guy is real, by the way. I met him tonight. He has a really nice car.
That rainy eve that I drove you out with nothing but a fine-tooth comb.
So, you've probably noticed that Oswald is now Oswalda. Now, before you run off screaming, "Woke!" and dismiss the series, give it a chance. Yes, a female penguin might seem odd at first, but take a moment to see her in action. She is absolutely ruthless. Even her own flesh and blood isn't safe. Cross her and you'll be sleeping with the fishes. Now, let's not forget that Penguin's appearance has always been central to his character. He's judged, ridiculed, and underestimated because of his looks or status, which shaped him into the crime lord he is today.
Dude, anyone ever tell you, when you walk, you look just like a penguin?
No. Nobody's ever told me that.
You said it yourself. That fat bird would never get invited to a party like this. Not with those clothes, that waddle, those flippers.
Oswald!
So if you think about a woman in this time period, she'd face similar adversities, judgment and ridicule, just for being who she is, trying to make it in a man's world. To survive and thrive, she'd have to be even more ruthless, constantly proving herself in a world that refuses to take her seriously. In that sense, doesn't she embody everything that makes Penguin, well, Penguin? So for this series, a female penguin totally makes sense. We're all creatures of habit, and change can be uncomfortable. But when it's done with intelligence and purpose, change can be incredibly satisfying. So what did you think of the major character changes in Caped Crusader?